Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Business Bar. What we're actually going to be talking about today is how to go about making friends online. How do you network online? I think online networking and making friends online is such a crucial part of being an entrepreneur. I always talk about my business besties and how much they actually help me on my journey. But one of the most common questions I get is, how did I make friends with these people? How am I friends with people in the UK and America when I'm here in Australia? And that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about to you today. How do you network online and how do you find those business besties? What we're actually going to be doing is making one of my favorite cocktails, which is a delicious traditional margarita. This is actually inspired by the fact that Cinco De Mayo is coming up in a couple of days, and to be honest, there's no correlation between Cinco de Mayo and online networking other than it's an awesome celebration, and I think celebrations are always best done with friends. So make yourself a margarita, make some friends, and celebrate with them. So when you are making a traditional margarita, you can serve it in any type of glass you want. Often you'll see them in those funny style margarita glasses, but I'm actually just going to go with some Scotch or rocks glasses, as you can call them today. But the best part about a margarita is that you want to have that nice salty rim. And the way in which you achieve that is by just grabbing a lime wedge, or you can grab lemon as well, and lubricating the outside of the glasses, and then simply just dipping that into some salt. I've just got some, fine table salt here. You could get some delicious rock salt. But as you can see, you have that nice zesty rim on the outside of that glass, which just makes the margarita that much fun to drink. So my first piece of advice when you are trying to make friends, make really good, authentic friendships online, is think about the people that you would like to make friends with and make sure that there's an alignment of values. What I often see the problem to be with people who are trying to network online and make friends online is they're looking at things like audience numbers or content style. And that's not how friendships are built. Social media collaboration is great and it's a huge part of growing, but it's not sustainable friendships. If you really want to have these long-lasting, authentic relationships, you've got to make sure that the people that you are networking with and you are trying to build business bestie relationships with, there is an alignment of values, that you have the same types of interests and characteristics, and that you would actually get along if you were going to be friends in real life. So I know this sounds silly, but do a little bit of research. Think about people who are kind of maybe in the same industry or similar industries that you could pretty much grow together. But then also do a little bit of research into their personal brand. Is there an alignment of values between the two of you? It's unlikely that you're going to get in a relationship with someone who has completely different opinions, political views, and characteristics as you. And it's very much the same when you are thinking about the people that you're going to network with online. So do a little bit of research, find people that you would be friends with in real life, and then you can start using the other tips to start initiating that friendship. So to make the margarita today, we're actually going to be using two different types of alcohol here. We have a nice white tequila, and we also have Cointreau. Cointreau is like an orange style liqueur, and it adds a really delicious sweetness to the cocktail. All of the measurements to this cocktail is actually going to be left in the description below, but basically we're going to be using around 40 mils for each drink of the white tequila, 20 of the Cointreau, and then we're going to be using about 30 of lime juice. Piece of advice when it comes to online networking, and to be honest, I hope that this one would go without saying, but it's surprising how many people just don't consider this piece when they are reaching out to people and trying to make friends, is that kindness goes a long way. If you are just kind to people, if you are generally interested in what they have to say and aren't so much thinking about what and how it's going to benefit you, then that is the best way that you can start building authentic relationships. I'm surprised at how many people do reach out to me and their first message is all about, we should do this together, or we should connect in this way, without me even knowing, who they are, what they're about, or anything like that. And I get it. Everyone's got their own agenda and they're trying to grow their brands and businesses. But the best collaborations come from people who've kind of already started to build a relationship. So when it comes to trying to network and build that network, just be kind, just be nice to people, be genuinely interested in what they have to say, the content that they're sharing, and the things that they're interested in themselves. Message them without any agenda behind it and just say, hey, you know, I really like what you shared today. Comment on their stuff, like their stuff. And I know that this does take a long time, which in a second you'll see why. That's actually my next tip. But at the end of the day, this is how you really build authentic relationships. So I've got all of my ingredients, and as always, when we are doing a shaker cocktail, we need shaker ice. So when you're actually making a cocktail, you want to make sure that you have large pieces of ice and that you're filling it up as much as you possibly can. The shaker ice is there purely just to mix the ingredients together. So, you know, a tiny bit of ice is not going to go a long way. The more the better in this situation. So try to fill it up as much as you can with ice. So my next piece of advice, which I kind of just alluded to then, is be in it for the long game. You know, I know we all have a short attention spans and we want to grow as fast as possible and we want to make our businesses as big as possible, as quickly as possible. But when it comes to relationships, speed is not the answer. You really have to try to be building these relationships over a long period of time. Like I said in the beginning, it's just like a normal relationship. It's not like you're going to go up to someone on the street and be like, hey, do you want to move in with me, or, you know, collaborate with me? They're going to be like, no, I don't know you, I don't like you. It's very much the same online. You know, you are still dealing with human beings here, and everyone wants the time to get to know people and to form authentic relationships. So before you start jumping in and pitching to people about what you can do together, just get to know each other before you talk about hosting a workshop together or a seminar together. Talk to each other, you know, take those necessary steps. Maybe you start talking on Instagram and then you move your conversation over to WhatsApp, and then maybe you can start having some phone calls. They're all a natural part of relationship building, and it shouldn't be any different when you are learning online. So practice a little bit of patience when you are building these relationships. And this is also why it's so important to have an alignment of values and to be genuinely interested in the other person, because then you are able to sustain conversations with them. You're not so worried about hurrying things up. You can generally just have a good conversation and build a friendship on that. This is gonna be so delicious. I'm so excited for this. Then my next piece of advice is to focus on what you can give rather than what you're going to get. If you take this piece of advice, I promise you it's going to be the best piece of advice in your relationship building ever, whether it is your intimate relationships, whether it's your family relationships, your friendships, or your online networking. But think about this. If you are always focusing on what you can give rather than what you can get, and you're expressing that energy out, then what you're going to do is attract people who are the same. They're also focusing on what you can give. A lot of people get worried about this point because they think, well, if I'm always giving, people are always going to be taking. But that's not the way that works. The more you give, the more that you attract givers. So you will get yours in return, but your focus should always be on giving. Humans have this incessant need for reciprocity, which actually means that when people give to us, we want to reciprocate the favor. If you're always focusing on what you can give to other people, whether they're people you're trying to make friends with or network with, and you're constantly giving to these people, they will find a way to repay you. So in turn, like karma, you will get everything back just as good as you give out. Yum, this margarita smells absolutely amazing. I love lime in a cocktail. It always just smells so fresh and zesty and fresh. Zesty and fresh. That's really hard to say together. But what we're actually going to be doing is taking our rimmed glasses here and pouring in our delicious margarita. So my next piece of advice is to make people feel important. And I'm not talking about over-complimenting people or sucking up to them in any way. You genuinely want to care about what they have to say. And I know this is similar to the second point, but it does go beyond kindness. What a lot of people don't do when they're trying to build relationships with people online is they don't listen. If you're having a conversation with someone, don't always be thinking about what you can say next or how it's going or how the relationship's building. Get out of your head and into the now and genuinely be interested in what people have to say and what they are offering to the friendship. So a really great resource for this, if you've not read it, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a great book all about relationship building. There's lots of other things about how you can treat customers and clients and build businesses. It gives really good advice on how you can be genuinely interested in the people that you're networking with and how that's actually going to help you to grow that network and ultimately your net worth, but in this case, your happiness, because you have that support of an online community. So we're actually gonna be using fresh limes as a garnish today. I absolutely love, 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 love using garnishes on cocktails. I just think it just makes them look so nice, and I think that visual appearances make the drink taste so much better. I think it's very much the same when we're eating, you know, the way that things look give the experience and up-leveling. So I love making my cocktails look nice, and what better way than using a delicious fresh lime. And then my very last piece of advice is to put in the effort and read the signs. And this is kind of two different pieces of advice, but I'm putting them into one because I finished making the drinks. So put in effort with people. You know, again, don't always be thinking about what you can get out of the situation, but put in the effort to follow up with people. If you see someone that you're networking with and trying to build a friendship with has achieved something or put out a great piece of content, send them a voice note, send them a video note. Just go the extra mile to make that person feel special and to build that relationship authentically. But also you need to be able to read the signs. You know, sometimes there just isn't the same connection on the other side of the boat, and that's fine as well. You don't want to overcomplicate things by, you know, constantly reaching out to people who are maybe just not as interested in building the friendship as you are. It might not be the right time in their life. You might not be the right person. They might not be who they're portraying themselves online. There's a multitude of reasons why something is just not going to happen. You know, we as women try to overanalyze when relationships don't work out, particularly with our intimate relationships, but the same with our friendships online. Some things just aren't supposed to be, and you can absolutely deploy a little bit of intelligence here and read the signs. If it's not working out, it's not you. You know, the old classic relationship line, it's not me, it's you. Well, it's them and it's not you. So that's absolutely fine. Don't feel bad about yourself if it doesn't work out. This isn't to say that you're a bad person or that no one wants to be friends with you. It's just a saying that this particular situation wasn't right. But there's going to be plenty of other people. I truly do believe that just like soulmates, everyone has an online community that they are going to find, grow, and thrive with. It's just up to you to put in that effort to find them. So keep at it, keep building those relationships, always be kind, always be authentic, be genuinely interested in people, put in the effort, find people with the same values and characteristics as you, and that's how you build online business besties and a network that will help you to grow your business. So that is it from me. These look absolutely delicious. I'm so ready to drink both of them and just not share them with George. But anyway, I really hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions on online networking, because this is such an intricate topic that's so personal in so many situations, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'd love to keep talking about this with you. If you are anywhere in the world and you're watching this on May 5th, then happy Cinco De Mayo. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you make these delicious margaritas and you enjoy them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Is such a crucial part of being an entrepreneur. You know, I always talk about my business besties and how much she like half jumped up and I don't remember. Fuck, I don't remember where I'm at. Like, what was the last thing I said? People, they will find a way. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with ADB waist and round things in your face, you get sprung. Wanna pull up tough cause you notice that butt was stuck. Got beef in the jeans she's wearing. Hooked and I can't stop staring. Ooh baby, I wanna get with ya and take your picture.